Hey everyone, and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Lolbit from Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. Let's get started in the center of our page with the nose. So I'm going to start with a curve. Starting from the left, we're going to go up to the top and then back down on the right. We're going to connect those 2 points with a slight curve going down the middle. Now let's go ahead and fill the nose in black. From here we're just going to work our way down the muzzle. So on the side of the nose, I'm going to go out towards the left and then just curve it down. Do the same thing on the right, going out towards the right and then just curve it down. Now we're going to connect those 2 points with a curve, but in the center we want to add the lip. So on the left side, I'm just going to curve down and in, so just in line with the side of the nose. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to overlap the lip on top of the mouth. So from the left side, we're going to step down, just draw a curve going out and then back up. Do the same thing on the right side. So a little bit of overhang along the bottom. Now we're going to connect the tops with a curve, and then the bottom we're going to curve in the opposite direction, coming down. Now let's go back up and draw in the eyes. So at the top of the nose, we're going to leave a little space in the center here. So on the left side, we're going to curve up towards the top of the eye. It's almost like a half oval. Continue down the left side, and then down to right about there. We're going to do the same thing on the right side. Stepping over towards the right, we're going to curve up towards the top to the same height as we have on the left, and we're just going to pull it down to right about there. Now we're just going to curve this in behind the muzzle. So curving down and in behind. And then in the center of the eyes, I'm going to draw 2 small circles for the pupils. And then we're going to go ahead and fill the inside area of the eyes in black. Now I'm going to draw in the trim around the eyes. So we'll start in between the eyes, right down here, drawing a point. Now I just want to trace around the eye and then down towards the bottom. We'll do the same thing on the right side. And then again, we're going to curve this in behind the muzzle. Just up above the edge of the eye, we're going to draw in the eyelashes. So directly in the center of the left eye, we're going to curve up, just over that little trim. We'll step over. We're going to do this 4 times. Let's do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to continue working down the lower jaw. So in the center here, we're going to leave a little gap. We're going to add a V shape for 1 tooth on the left. And then we'll do the same thing on the right. Now we're going to add 2 more sets of teeth on either side. Now we're going to tuck the lower part of the jaw in underneath the teeth. So on the side of this tooth, I'm going to curve around, and I'm just going to pull that into right about there because I want to leave some space for the lower lip. We'll do the same thing on the right, starting on the side of the tooth, curve down and then in. Now we're just going to overlap the ends of the line with a curve, almost like a bracket. Close off the top with a curve. And same thing with the bottom. Now we're going to draw on the outer part of the jaw. So from this point, we're going to step up slightly, curve around, and then we're going to pull this down lower in the center. So it goes below the lip. And I'm going to continue back up on the right side and tucking it in behind the tooth. Now we're going to add some teeth along the lower jaw here. So leaving some space in the center, I'm going to draw an upside down V on the left. And then on the right, we're going to tuck the teeth down beside the lip. So one on either side. I'm going to continue this again, so another tooth. We can probably squeeze 1 more on the side, but I'm going to overlap this tooth on top of it. So halfway down this line, go up and then down. Now we're going to go ahead and fill the inside of the mouth in black. On the sides of the mouth, I'm gonna add 2 circles tucked in behind for the cheeks. So we're gonna start on the side of the muzzle, just underneath the eye, and draw a circle, going around, and then we'll just tuck that in behind the lower jaw. We'll do the same thing on the right. Let's move back up and draw on the top of the head. So in line with the eyes, we're gonna step out to the sides. I'm gonna draw a curve going up towards the top. So curving around to the top, then I'm gonna pull this down on the right side to the same height. Now from here, I'm just gonna curve and blend this out towards the cheeks. So on the left side, I'm just gonna curve down, out towards the left, curve down, and then out towards the right. And I'm gonna curve this underneath the cheek circles in behind the lower jaw. At the top of the head, there's 3 little hairs. So I'm gonna start in the middle here, curving up and out towards the right. Now I'm gonna taper that back down in behind the head. Let's add a smaller one right beside it. So starting right here, we're gonna curve out. Now we're gonna pull that back down and in. Now I'm gonna draw one more going in the opposite direction. Starting at the base of the main hair, we're gonna go out. And then again, tapering that back down and in. Now let's move to the sides and draw in ears. So directly above the pupil on the left, we'll start right here at the top of the head, curving up and then out. We'll do the same thing on the right. So directly above the pupil, curving up and then out. Now we're gonna curve in the opposite direction in behind the head. Starting on the left, curve down, and then just pull that in behind the head. Now inside the ears, we're gonna add 2 ovals for the inner ear. So starting at the top here, we're gonna curve around towards the bottom, leaving some space on either side, back up towards the top. And do the same thing on the right side. Starting at the top, come down to the bottom, and then back up towards the top. Okay, now that we got the head, let's work our way down the body. I'm gonna start with the bow in the center underneath the chin first. So on either side of the center, we're gonna draw 2 short lines coming down. We're gonna close off the bottom with a curve. Now from the corners, I'm gonna draw 2 angled lines going out. Coming down slightly. We're gonna curve this up underneath the chin. So bowing it out and then underneath. We're gonna draw the second layer of the bow. So from that same corner, we're gonna angle down a little bit further. And then we're gonna curve and tuck this in underneath the top bow. Let's continue working down with the body. From the corner of the bow, I'm gonna step out, round out the hip, and then come down. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we're gonna connect the bottoms with a curve, coming down in the middle, and up on the right. I'm gonna add that little belly patch in the center here. So right on the side of this bow, it's basically a half oval, coming down towards the middle, and back up on the right side. From the corners of the body, I just want to round out the hips. So it's almost like a little bracket on either side. Now I'm going to curve down and in, leaving a space in the center. Now I'm going to close off the bottom with a slight curve. Now let's go to the sides and draw in the legs. I'm going to start with the inner part of the leg first. Starting on the left side, I'm going to curve down and out to the same height. Now we're going to go to the outside of the hip, going the opposite direction down towards the knee. Now we want to make sure that these are at the same height. And then I close out the bottom with a curve. Let's draw the lower section of the legs. So from this corner of the leg, we're going to curve out again and then in. We'll do the same thing on the outside, so going in the opposite direction. And then again, closing off the bottoms with another curve. Now we're going to tuck the feet in underneath the legs. So from the corner of the leg, we're going to curve down and in. Now we're going to round out the bottom of the foot towards the first toe. So from the heel on the left, we're going to curve down and then back up on the left. Now I'm going to curve around the first toe. So we're going to go up, almost like a half circle, and then pull that down towards the bottom of the foot. Now I'm going to stack and layer the toes out towards the left. From this corner, it's going to curve. I'm going to go up to the top of the toe and then pull that in behind the first toe. We do that again, curving across, going up, and then in behind. Now in between the first and second toe, I'm going to curve in towards the ankle. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So curving across towards the first toe, and go up, and then down towards the bottom of the foot. Now from this corner, we're going to curve over again, curve up, and then in behind the front toe. Do that one more time. Now in between these two toes, we're going to curve up and then in behind the ankle. Let's move back up and draw in the arms. So right where this cheek meets the chin, I'm going to curve out and then down. We're going to do that on both sides. Now we're going to draw in the elbow area. So from here, I'm going to pull it inwards with a curve. Now I'm going to curve up and then in behind the body. Now let's go back to the left side here. I'm going to have the arm bent upwards with the hook. So we're going to start at the top of this arm and curve up. So it's got a slight angle going upwards. From here, I'm going to curve down and it's going to go out towards the left. Now I'm going to round out the bottom of the arm and pull it in towards that corner. So coming down and then pulling it up. Let's draw that little hook area here. So from this point, I'm going to curve out. It's almost like a half circle and then pull it back down to the opposite side of the wrist. At the top in the center here, we're going to draw one line and then I'm going to curve this around. So the inside of the hook is going to curve around like that. Now I just want to trace this back on the outside. So we're going to taper it so it gets wider. As you come into right there, I'll leave a little space so I can pull a straight line in behind. On the right side, I'm just going to have the arm hanging down. So we're going to start on the inside of the arm, curving in and then out. On the outside, we're going to curve it out and then pull it back in towards the wrist, making sure they're at the same height. We're going to round out the wrist. Now on the inside corner here, I'm just going to draw a half circle for the thumb. At the end of the thumb, I'm going to draw a little bracket. At the bottom of the thumb, I'm going to swirl around the bracket and go up. Now we're going to layer the fingers out this way. So we're going to step down, draw another curve going up, step down again. Now we're going to curve this around in towards the outer wrist. The final thing I'm going to do is add the tail on the left side here. So I'm going to start on the side of the body. I'm going to curve out and then pull that up. I'm going to taper this back in behind the leg. So curving around and then pulling that in. Along here, I'm just going to add some zigzags going up. Starting at the base, we're just going to draw a series of zigzags going across like that. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Lolbit from Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching and we'll see you again soon.